Greetings, wise ones. This is Melissa from 8th House Wisdom, author, psychotherapist, astrologer, feminine energy, and stellar planning expert. I am here with another dose of the lunar wisdom formula for the first quarter moon in Capricorn 2022, and also to talk about the wisdom of retrograde post shadows. If you'd like to learn more about how to use the power of this particular first quarter moon and dig in as we close out retrograde season to post shadows, stay tuned for the rest of the video. I am here posting another video for the midpoint of the lunar waxing cycle. That is what the first quarter moon is all about. It is the midway point between the darkness of the new moon and the bright light of the full moon. It lasts for only a day, and it is an opportunity for us to orient and determine how we will utilize the next 7 days leading up to the full moon to really supercharge and bring about the highest possible results for anything that we are trying to manifest with our intentions. I've decided that as we close out the remainder of the year, and because of my great love of the moon, that I will be posting videos and blogs now for every one of the 4 major lunar points of the phase. And here we are with Capricorn energy hitting up the first quarter moon. The lunar wisdom formula for the first quarter moon, again, is really in thinking about what I just described. The halfway through point of a tunnel where you're beginning to see light is a time where you can experience more certainty and greater understanding of the intentions that you've set. It gives you an opportunity to check in to see whether or not you want to tweak anything that you've put forth or whether that will suffice. And if it has, it gives you an opportunity to double down, reinforce what you've been putting out into a final push as we wait for 100% reflection of the sun's light in the full moon. This first quarter moon was also a great time for me to kick this off because it is part of the last lunar cycle that we will experience before we move into eclipse season, which is going to give us a much more potent energy signature than we're at right now. So, having said that, I want to remind you again that things to do during the first quarter moon are to feel into your desires and refine your plans. Make sure you know that you are comfortable with how they will fit into your life. And if they're not, this is something you want to check in on. You want to map out action steps for bringing the intention into your life. From the new moon, where I definitely, especially this month, was suggesting that you may not know exactly what you intend for on the new moon because it is hard to find your way in darkness. Well, now the darkness is abating and we are halfway through the tunnel. So we're getting glimmers of light to open up vision and a way for us. You also want to give yourself some mental space to really notice how you're feeling and thinking. Meditating and going out in nature are really important because this gives you the insight that you need as things are coming through to help you be able to receive your manifestation around the full moon or in the weeks following. When you pair these general ideas for the first quarter moon with the energy of Capricorn, this is really about doubling down on our highest potential, where we see ourselves succeeding, and particularly looking at career energy. Again, these are key words for Capricorn and the 10th house. This may be altered and or added to based on where Capricorn falls in your chart. As a Gemini rising, Capricorn is my 8th house. So it is my 8th house of sex, birth, death, and other people's money, right? This is a space that for me and for everyone, since Pluto has been there for a long time, has been operating with Pluto in its midst. Pluto's at about somewhere between 26 and 28 degrees of Capricorn. So there is great power for us to reach our highest potentials and do that in a transformative way, since Pluto is also involved energetically in this mix. You also want to be really blunt with yourself. If there's something that you are doing out of a sense of obligation, because Capricorn also relates to structure, tradition, and patriarchy. If there are things that you are doing solely out of that energy, please make sure that you ask yourself some critical questions so that you can release. Because things done in that vein only, with no heart or soul-centered link, really cannot manifest in great ways. These are the things that we're constantly going back to the drawing board about, because our energy wavers and we're not able to keep a strong enough or constant enough vibration around these things to call them into our lives. Please note that your ego will get really tripped up in this. Now's the time to practice letting it go. It's time to practice letting your ego go. Any of the things that you are doing for the culture, for the people, and not for yourself as well, let that go so that you can create more space to double down on your own goals. Also note that because today, October 2nd, when the moon is going into first quarter, is also the first day that Mercury Retrograde, the third Mercury Retrograde of 2022, is releasing. There could be some glitches that show up, and these glitches can be a helpful reminder to pay attention and to clarify so you do not move forward building on a house of cards. The beauty of this particular moon and its phase of the moon and its energy are about kindness. As Jasmine Boland says in the Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck, Unleash your inner kindness. Don't be too hard on yourself or someone else. The challenge is to remain disciplined right now and getting things done without having that suck all the joy out of it. And one of the things that you can remind yourself is that you get to do these tasks so that you get to enjoy more and get to be in other spaces. When we say that we have to, that feeling of obligation can, again, shift our energetic registry. Capricorn energy has a tendency to be realistic to a fault. When it comes to our manifesting, don't be so realistic that you ice out the moon's ability to inspire our intuition and inspiration. You need to enjoy in the pleasures of life and to tap into a sense of joy in order to bring forth manifestations, because the feeling of having it is truly the secret to getting it. This lunar phase does track to our solar plexus around our, our third chakra, emanating the color yellow, focusing on courage, self-esteem. That's what it will take. When you're thinking about your highest potential, usually we're our own worst enemy. If you're not reaching your highest potential, then that really is a dialogue you need to have with yourself about how can I trust and believe in myself more, and how can I believe in the things that are unseen, nonetheless felt and known, so I can get there. It is really important to practice kindness right now. Remember that this entire lunar cycle leading up to the eclipses is all in cardinal energy. So there's a strong leadership edge and there's a strong initiatory edge to this. Don't waste that opportunity. And then the final thing I just wanted to focus on in light of it, because these are the two biggest energy points for us to focus on, is, again, with Mercury going direct, we are now in the third and final phase of the Mercury Retrograde. And Mercury Retrograde, because more people are familiar with it, will serve as an example for what we need to understand about the wisdom of any post-shadow phase of a retrograde. There is a setup, which is the pre-shadow, before the planet goes into backwards motion, and that's literally where it's kind of moonwalking or walking. It starts to turn around, and it thinks it's in forward motion, but it's literally taking about a 2-week journey, depending upon the planet, in backwards motion while facing forward, until it reaches the point where it will retrograde. Then it really zooms all the way back like a slingshot. And the motion that it creates in the sky is a Z. And the reason that I am saying this is because that helps you to visually understand the wisdom of the post-shadow, because a Z starts as if it's going backwards, right? And then it comes down as a diagonal and goes right back to where the initial starting point of the Z is. And then it shoots its energy in the other direction where there is a release, so that true forward motion can take place. Not just retracing the steps to figure out where we got lost, but true forward motion. That true forward motion doesn't happen until after the post-shadow. That is why wisdom exists in the post-shadow phase, because many people call it the echo or the integration phase. The echo of it is the post-shadow movement echoes the pre-shadow movement in reverse, right? So it's the opportunity to pull together what you've known, coalesce all of that, and shore up your decisions. The main takeaway here is the next 2 weeks are going to be time for us to integrate what we learned during Mercury Retrograde. There are still other retrogrades happening, and simultaneously, while we're integrating Mercury's knowledge, we are being initiated into Mars's pre-shadow. My purpose for reminding you this is you may feel ready to go with your lunar intentions, but we are not fully ready to go Mercury-wise with all of our plans. So remember that we are in the middle, and use this as an opportunity to truly integrate all that you know so that you can put it to use at a later date. I hope that this has been an informative and helpful video for you as we lead up to the eclipse season. If you'd like to know more about what your birth chart looks like, or how to apply more of the aspects of the Lunar Wisdom Formula in your life, I encourage you to check out the link in the description below, where you can head over to my blog and get my website, and get a free copy of your birth chart, so you will know where every planet is, and you will be able to apply this information at the highest level. Personal development is so important, and your birth chart is an amazing tool to be able to demystify the makings of you. And to get further into following the moon and personal development, I really would encourage you to check out my low cost and available for immediate download DIY Lunar Wisdom Formula book. It has all the information that you need to deepen a lunar practice throughout a 28 or 29 day cycle. It comes with all of the dates that you need to prevent any need for you to do research, and can really help you to have better understanding of yourself and your emotions and the environment around you going forward. And if you would like a higher touch with the support of a professional astrologer and additional materials curated, then check out my monthly lunar membership called Lunate, the Wisdom Circle, where there are videos, a full workbook, and other supportive materials to really help you with lunar manifesting and emotional regulation in the best ways possible. I really thank you guys for hanging out with me and checking out this first quarter in Capricorn video. Following the moon is one of the best ways to stay in tune energetically, and always know where you are. Applying it to your chart gives you even greater wisdom and knowledge, because life does come with an instruction manual. It is written in the stars. If you'd like to know anything more about the first quarter moon in Capricorn, including more pieces about how to manifest with this moon and what you can get, make sure you head over to my blog, The Wisdom Well. Link for it is in the description box below. I'd love to help you out more in making October be a fabulous month for you. And until next time, wise ones, sending you so much light and love. Take care, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.